In this video, I'm going to be explaining a literal business model that I gave to one of my coaching clients and how we transformed his offer from not having any real offer, spending 2,000 roughly on ads, probably a bit more, 3 meetings booked from that £2,000 spent, how he had no clear offer to convert anyone or get leads in the first place, and how he got only one conversion from £2,000 spent. Now obviously the client paid a lot more than that, so it was worth it, but in terms of bang for buck, it's not there, right? And what we did is we implemented cold outbound into his agency. So this is what his business looks like now. Spending maximum £1,200 a month on cold outbound, right? That'd be 2 setters and maybe some cold email. 12 meetings booked per day, right? So OTE over a month, let's say 21 work days times 12 is what? 10, 120, 240, 252, something like that. So OTE 252 appointments per month. And that is obviously a massive difference from the 3 meetings booked that he had before with the £2,000 spent. So for 1,200 spent, he's OTE 252 appointments per month. And those figures aren't even crazy, right? My guys are doing each 10 meetings a day, each. So this is like a low end estimate of what they can do based on this sort of outbound strategy with cold callers. 252 meetings a month. Now, what's that looking to net him? You would hope at least 20 new people would sign up per month. So OTE, minimum 20 clients from that 252 appointments booked. And bang, his whole business is changed forever, right? Just through implementing cold outbound. And this is what I do for the businesses that I work with. And to break it down, what did we actually do for him, right? To actually get him such drastically different results from just relying on inbound ads. Get a little sip of matcha in. Now, the first thing was the offer, right? The offer wasn't dialed in at all. It was literally just, oh yeah, we can help you reduce churn, right? I'm not trying to take away from what he does and all that sort of stuff. He's trying to build good back-end systems for marketing agencies. But really, what people care about is making money or saving money, yeah? And especially with software build-outs and stuff like that, it's so intimate that they need to trust you deeply to be able to offer that. And there's a ridiculous amount of competition, right? So how do you set yourself apart? So before it was like, no clear off. The ads would literally just be like, are you struggling with XYZ problem? Oh yeah, we can help you reduce churn. Do you want to book in? Now, we're actually using an introductory service for free just to build the relationship. So what does that actually look like? That looks like, hey, I know that you run ads for your clients. Would you like to check out this software we've built, similar to Hyros? No catch at all. We're happy to build it out for you for free, and it's going to help you reduce churn. Do you want us to do that? Now, a lot of people would be like, oh no, I wouldn't do that for free. Number one, you can template that. So easy. You can template it, implement it really easily into their business, pretty much for free, right? Once you build the template. Second of all, that relationship is worth more than the service you're offering. Anyone can build some software with Claude now. Anyone can build some software with Claude. You are better off helping someone out for free and building that relationship so that you can have a back-end ascension process. So that leads me on to my next point. So introductory service to a back-end ascension process, right? So there's now a clear introductory service. We'll do XYZ for you for free. That's mostly a marketing play, right? That's mostly to get them in, build the relationship, get them on the call. From there, you can take the relationship in different ways. I would recommend, like for people who are doing this in their specific industries, to find out what the common problem is after you implement that, or what other common problems there are that come along with that. And because you've built goodwill in the market and they've had something from you that genuinely works, then they're going to continue buying from you, most likely 50% of the time. But if you can get 10x more meetings and relationships, which you can follow up on and potentially convert down the line anyway, then 50% of the time might turn into 70% of the time that they eventually buy from you, because there's goodwill. Reciprocity is a real psychological, I think it's a bias you call it, where you do something for free and they feel obliged to help you out back. right? And that comes from the olden days. When we're like cavemen or whatever, if someone was to give you food, you would feel like you would need to give them food back, right? And it's when people would, let's say, kill a massive boar, but they won't be able to eat it all themselves because they just don't have enough capacity to eat that much food in one go. And if they left it for too long, then the food would just go moldy anyway. So what they would do is they would share the food, right? They would share like a boar or like a cow or whatever with other people. And then that allows them to be more likely to survive long term, right? This is like a deep, back in the day, psychological bias, reciprocity. People would share like lots of food, and then that would enable them to be more likely to survive within the tribe, within their environment, etc., because they did that. So reciprocity is massive, and especially if you're offering something intimate like a software build out and stuff like that, people aren't just going to trust you to do that without a relationship. Get your foot in the door with a relationship, with a templated SaaS or something like that you can just put into their business, and then you can literally just upsell them from there on whatever the next issue is, right? You want them to be the person that comes to you for that advice, right? Similarly to what I'm doing with him, right? I'm helping him build out a structure, implement cold calling, do all that sort of thing, start generating meetings, but then he's going to come up into the next issue. But now he's going to come to me because I helped him implement all of the stuff before. Does that make sense? So that's the offer. We got clear on the offer, right? What is the specific thing that we're helping this specific market with, right? And that's, okay, do they run ads for their clients? Okay, if they run ads for their clients, bang. This is the pitch, this is the free pitch, this is how we get them on the call, this is how we grab their attention, this is how we build the relationship. Bang, now I've got a relationship with loads of people in my town. From there, we then implemented a cold outbound structure, right? So what does that consist of? That consists of, and cold calling. He's got, in terms of the cold email setup, go to cheapinboxes.com. They'll sort everything out for you. Go to cheapinboxes.com, they'll sort everything out for you. You'll be able to get your inboxes, get your emails, all that sort of thing, and just start sending emails straight away, uploading it to Smart Lead, that sort of thing. So that's the email setup, right? Cold calling is a little bit more complicated, but it's higher ROI, right? It's much higher ROI. And how do you actually do it? How do you actually go about it? It depends on where you are at in terms of your journey and how much cash you have available. So these are the two different types of avatars that we have, right? We have someone who doesn't have cash, I would say anything less than £2,000. And then we have someone who has cash, right? Which is £2,000 plus, or 1,500. You could do it with less, right? It depends on how confident you are in closing people. If you have no cash, you just have to make the calls yourself. If you have cash, you can hire people. On the no cash side, you can literally use your phone, or you can call using a dialer, which might be like, I don't know, like $50, £50. I use Close CRM, which is like $100 per user. So it's a bit more expensive, but you get a lot with it. Then you would pull your list. So you would either get that from Gmaps, which you can use Appify to grab those lists, or you can use Apollo.io for lists, and then bang, you just need to make 200 calls per day, and then you're literally set on your way. If you do, that's literally the setup on if you have no cash, right? You just make calls, 200 to 300 a day. And if you're nervous to do it, even better. Now you're building a skill, right? You're not only building a skill, but you're overcoming a self-limiting belief as well. Now, if you have a bit of cash, you got the easy route. You got the easy route. You got the fast, easy route. So what does that actually look like if you have cash? So hire people. What I would do is I'll go to LinkedIn or Indeed, put out a job advert in South Africa or Ethiopia or Philippines if you're in the US. Do a job post, do a couple of job posts, or run ads. But if you're running ads, I would qualify them deeper to make sure they actually are going to fit your needs. Run ads, you then get them onto an interview, right? See if they're a good fit. If good fit, you do a probation. And then if they pass the probation, then you obviously look to hire them full-time, etc. This probation will obviously be paid. So you need to be prepared to pay them. So you just need to have good interviewing questions. And bang, you've then got some cold callers, right? You want to make cold calling really easy though. In terms of the script, what we did to make it a lot better than it was is, number one, you don't want to sound salesy, right? It's obviously, a lot of people think that when they make cold calls, they need to sound salesy and come across with a cheeky angle. It's not the case at all. It's the opposite of what you actually need to do. So tone is the most important thing. Don't sound salesy. Don't sound salesy. That's number one, right? If you sound too salesy, sound too tricky, you're like trying to trick them. No, it's not the case at all. You're not going to get any results. They don't want to be on the phone with you, yeah? Don't sound salesy. You want to break it down into steps as well. Make it really easy. Don't focus too much on the script. Focus more on the principles. So what are the principles? Number one is opener, right? You're just trying to grab their attention. That's as simple as that. You're trying to grab their attention, make them curious, right? So what could that be? Hi, my manager gave me your LinkedIn account and mentioned that you offer ads to your clients. Bang, that's your opener, right? Grabs their attention, because at this point you could be a client, or you could be a potential client, or you could be trying to prospect to them, but they don't know yet, right? Hi, my manager gave me your LinkedIn. He mentioned that you offer ad services. Bang, that's going to grab their attention straight away. Then you want to lead with value. You want to lead with value. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you're offering a free service, if you're offering something no-brainer, you need to say that in the call, right? You need to be like, look, I know that you offer ad services to your clients. I've built out this software, which I can plug straight into your business, which will help you track way more efficiently. Happy to do it for free. It's literally just an ads tracking software. It's not invasive. You don't say anything about it being invasive or anything like that. Or if they bring up any concerns about it being invasive, that's when you start to bring up objection handling and stuff like that. But really, you're just trying to bring up value. Just say, look, no catch, just looking to add value and build a relationship, yeah? From there is the close, right? So they might be like, oh, just send me an email objection. What you would then say is, yeah, I'm more than happy to send you an email. What we typically do is send you an email breakdown with all of the information about what this will potentially look like. I'll even send over a full video breakdown as well, so you can know whether or not it is something you're interested in. And then what I'll also do is I'll pop in a calendar invitation. When are you free? Yeah, and the reason we do this is just so that we can book you in a slot while it's still free. And if you're not interested in what's on the email, then you can just cancel it. How does that sound? Bang. Low barrier to entry, making it easy for them to decline if needed. Bang, that's your 3-step process. That's all a cold call is, right? Opener, value, close. Simple as that, doesn't need to be long. But if you're gonna do that 3-step formula and you're gonna make cold calls quick, then you need a 4th step, which is pre-call. You need to pre-call the prospect before the appointment. What do I mean by that? I mean that you need to call them before the appointment and reinforce the value of why they're going to be joining the appointment. If you don't do that, then your show rate's gonna be terrible, simply put. But that's the full strategy that I implemented for him. And now he's OTE 256 appointments from 3 appointments booked previously, right? I'm gonna try and work out the cost per appointment and maybe put that in the title or something like that. But if you found some value from this, just make sure that you like and subscribe right now. Make sure you do that right now. And then if you want to see daily free value, feel free to follow me on Instagram. And also if you want to apply for one-to-one coaching, go to my website, or you can get a free 0 to 10K course on my website as well. Thank you very much.